Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Precious Metal Summit here from Zurich. And now it's my honor and pleasure to talk for the first time to Rupert Williams, the CEO of North Peak Resources. Rupert, great to have you here. Thanks for taking the time.
Well, thank you very much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. I must say, you guys and the team have had a fantastic success in the past. And it looks like with North Peak, maybe you want to repeat that?
Yes, we were very lucky to get the asset. Obviously, at this point in the cycle, it's quite difficult to find quality assets. But the Prospect Mountain had been in the Ericsson's family's private hands for the last 40 years. So it's had no modern exploration, and it's missed out on the last two bull markets for gold. And they came to our chairman, Harry Dobson, because he'd had significant success with Kirkland Lake Gold. And they thought maybe he could do the same job for them. So we are going back into it. We spent the last 2 years evaluating the property, doing all the boring stuff like this soil sampling and all the kind of stuff you have to do to make sure that you've got the right property. We did some drilling as well. We shot an MT survey that showed a very large anomaly underneath the old workings below the water table, which we're excited about. And we drilled some of the stuff in the northern part of the property, near surface oxide material, which we think is open pittable. And the results of that gave us confidence to go to 100%, which we did in July. And now we're starting to promote the stock.
Okay, which makes really sense because now you have meat on the bone, right?
Exactly.
Great. Yeah, I also sneaked a little bit through your press releases and I saw drill results like 40, 50 grams gold, 90 grams gold, a lot of lead, zinc also with it, high grades of silver. So that looks really fantastic, I must say. So if we put this in a complete perspective, what are your next steps, what you need to achieve to bring that further?
Well, you're absolutely right. There was a lot of high-grade drill results. This was a high-grade camp. It was mined from 1880 to about 1970 sporadically. And they were mining anything from half-ounce to 3-ounce material. So we're not surprised when we get drill holes of, kind of 24 meters of 12 grams, including 3 meters of 86 grams. So we've got an awful lot to look at. Our exploration... the exploration that we're doing is threefold. We've got the near-surface oxide material, which we think is open pittable. We hope we have 3 to 4 small open pits over the top of the property, 300,000 to 400,000 ounces each, maybe 1 million to 1.5 million ounces there. We're well on the way with one pit called Williams Warbash, where we got these the good drilling I just mentioned, and we also got 126 meters of a gram that shows that we've got this halo between the high grade pods, which makes it very amenable to an open pit. We think it should be 1.5 to 2 grams, but we still got more work to do before we put a resource around that. And then we think there could be 3 or 4 more of those. Then the kind of next area of exploration is the oxides down to the water table around the old workings. We took some grab samples and put a press release out last week of some further grab samples, but one of them was 180 grams gold and nearly 1,000 grams silver. We had another one of 66 grams gold and 370 grams silver.
Would be fantastic.
So that's an area we call the Dean Cave. Our geologists took those from underground. We're presently drilling down to there at the moment, and we think we could add a lot of high-grade ounces pretty quickly in this area. They were drifting out and they were mining up to 3-ounce material, and then they just kind of stopped. So we think this is an area that could add a lot of ounces. And then lastly, we need to drill into the sulfide anomaly. We've got one drill hole into it from 1,000 meters from surface. It was horrible to drill down through the old workings. Lost a lot of water and the drill bit several times, but we got into it and we proved it's a mineralized sulfide. We mainly got silver and zinc, very high grade zinc, 10%. But as we sample across the top of the mountain, going from left to right, we see that it goes from silver, zinc to lead gold. So we're very keen to get the drill rigs in underground and start drilling from using our existing infrastructure, because we have 11 miles of underground tunnels and shafts. Drill from underground 1 to 200 meter holes, which we can drill all year round and drill up what we hope. We think it's big enough to host a 3 to 4 million ounce gold deposit. So we've got a lot going on. It's early days, and this is a discovery story. We think we can make a lot of money and move up the curve pretty quickly by discovering high grade gold.
Okay, super. So exploration, discovery, that's all fine. But to me, it seems more like your team is like, hey, we searched for it, we find it, let's bring it into production. This
Yes.
is what my impression is with your team.
Well, that if you look at Rupert Resources that Harry's had success with in Finland, that is it's 4 million ounce deposit. It's $1.4 billion market capitalization. It hasn't been taken over yet. We think it is a takeover candidate, but it hasn't been. And we're perfectly happy to put it into production if we have to. If it gets taken out, all well and good. But we understand that you have to be able to put these things into production. So we're not frightened of that. And in fact, we've got a waste pile that we've just drilled at North Peak. We're hoping that it's going to come back somewhere between 0.5 gram and 1 gram. It's 220,000 tons. We have a heap leach pad. One of our neighbours has one that is vacant at the moment, so we'd like to start processing that material. We need to do some more leaching tests on the material, but we believe there could be $15 to $20 million of positive cash flow, which means we don't have to keep coming back to the market.
Exactly. Yeah, that helps always to get something in the pocket then. That's for sure.
It's always nice. But that's not the main thrust of the story.
Yeah,
this is
of
a
course.
discovery
That's
story.
a side note.
Yeah.
Have you done already some metallurgical tests, or is that too early?
We haven't done any metallurgical tests, but what we do know about our sulfide deposit underneath the water table is that it's sulfide CRD, so it's not refractory, and
That's important.
It is important because that can be a very costly process,
yeah.
and it will float off. But we're a long way from producing that. We've got a lot of drilling to do first.
That's for sure. Absolutely. When do you think we will see a first resource?
Our first resource, I would hope in the next 9 months on the open pit I mentioned earlier.
So by summer next year.
A small open pit, yes.
Yeah.
Just showing that we can get production from these open pits and that they are of a decent grade.
Would you consider, let's say, to start with a smaller open pit with production, to start with cash flow? Because I think personally, gold will go to 5,000 to 6,000 the next 2 years, probably silver well above the 100. Yeah, to say, okay, let's get money into the company and then develop the bigger stuff. Could that be an option for you?
Well, we don't like dilution. We're all big equity shareholders. The top 10 shareholders own 70% of the company. So yes, we don't want to see dilution. So cash flow is good. I can't make any promises yet. We're still very early days.
Okay, super. Most important target for next year, what do you want to achieve?
We'd like to achieve, more good drill results. That's what we'd like to see around the open pit area and in the areas down to the water table. We probably won't go below the water table. We need to get into that drift and rehab it so we can get the drills under there to drill the sulfide anomaly. So yeah, mainly the oxides, and I'd like to see some more high grade intersections from the oxides.
Okay, super. Well, then I would say let the drills turn. You have the money to do so, and keep it going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rupert. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Rupert Williams, the CEO of North Peak Resources, and you heard it. Drills are turning, more drill results are coming, and 2026 could be a really interesting year. By summer, probably a resource estimate already. That would help a lot to see how large the first potential is. But to be honest, when I look at the team and what they have achieved in the past, I have a very good feeling that this will be another big win for the company, for the shareholders, and for the team, of course. So really check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Zurich.